Elliott Wilson is here, Rap Radar.
Yes.
But he's got other things happening.
I'm trying. I like to launch new projects, man. I'm greedy, man.
Nah, I ain't
That's not
greedy.
being greedy.
Now, this one, though, is going to be a little controversial.
You think so?
Well,
Ebro
I'm
said
going
he
to
might get at
make
me on
it.
this.
I'm
He's
going to
gonna get at
make
me.
it controversial.
Okay, make it
only
controversial.
because it's on Kickstarter.
Yes, sir.
And even when Spike Lee came by, Spike Lee had a Kickstarter for a movie.
Exactly.
And I had to get at him a little because I was like, wait, isn't Kickstarter for projects for people who don't and can't get money or funding?
No,
support?
not necessarily. It gives you creative freedom. I mean, successful actors have done more like passion projects. Like, yes, they can make big money doing a Hollywood movie, but they may have this idea that's real passionate that they want to do this small indie, and they can't get studios to co-sign it.
But the
so
perception,
you're going right to the people. It's harder for successful people to get support. I give you that.
But here's the thing: the perception that's right. The
Yeah.
perception is that, like me as the consumer, I'm like, wait, I would give my money to you to purchase the actual product that you.
You can do that, and that's what we're going to do with hardcover.
So
out.
my donation, if I donate money,
a certain amount will be allocated that you get. You guarantee you get a physical copy of the magazine.
So you essentially you purchase it.
You purchase it. I mean, there'll be different pledge levels where like you could get a small pledge and you just get a shout out on Twitter. Like what they like to give you in Kickstarter is incentives. Like if you pledge this level, you get this prize, and they give very specific tasks and prizes to each thing.
So if
on a low level, like I'll give you a shout out on Twitter.
Right.
I may retweet you. Or if they're big fans of me, they could get an autographed copy of the Ego Trip Book of Rap List or Old XXL or something my wife did at Vibe, Danielle Smith. So you can get that level fan. So it's kind of pleases this level fan and a high level fan that wants to get it, basically. So
Drake
you decide that.
Drake, Ross, and Wayne better donate a lot to you.
Because of the level of Rap Radar?
Yo, listen to
Yo,
me.
Drizzy, go to that Kickstarter.com.
Yo, what
hardcover,
it is.
HRDCVR. No, but I'm gonna build it with the people. Like, you know, it's funny because we put it out there and we had a really high number, and I was like, I talked to people with Kickstarter yesterday, to be honest with you guys. And like they was like, nah, this isn't the way to go about it. You have to keep it kind of smaller. You know, they want to know where exactly the money's being allocated, like you said.
Transparency.
So transparency. So if we're gonna pin up, let's say 5,000 copies as an example, right? The thing with this vision of hardcover is to make it feel special. Like my wife's vision, Danielle's vision, is like let it literally have a hardcover. Like you know how magazines now, 98 pages,
Flimsy.
mad flimsy. This should feel like, wait, maybe different paper stock for certain sections, like front of the book have a certain high level paper stock, something really innovative and beautiful, so that way you want to possess it. You want to have it in your home. It means something. You get it. You put it on Instagram.
Well,
it's going to
Laura
be
Styles,
a different magazine. A magazine.
Real quick, gentlemen. Laura Styles is a huge fan of the coffee table collector book.
I love it. I have so many of them.
So you're gonna love hardcover.
And then that's what I was asking, because to me, who are some of the photographers and illustrators that you have on this project?
We haven't secured anybody specifically, but we have great relationships from everybody from Jonathan Mannion to Terry Richardson. Terry Richardson shot Barack Obama for my wife when he was still like Senator Obama. And she put him on the cover of Vibe before he even got the Democratic nomination to become president. So we have these great relationships. And that's the thing, too. We want to raise money to pay people. So much now is free laborers, because of the digital age. We want to get real writers, real photographers. We'll pay them a little less than their rate because it's a new publication, but at the same time, we want to pay people. We don't want free labor.
I mean, I'm not going to front. They were kind of hating a little bit. They were like,
I hated on email. I was like, and here's
but here's how it's twisted with Ebro. I'll tell you what happened. Because it was like last Thursday or something. So I'm on West Coast time. We've been talking about this for so long. I was like, let's launch this motherfucker. Like, let it out. You know me. I like to just make the splat. So one of the first people hit back was, God bless her, Miss Info. Minya hit back, show love. Ebro hit back. He's like, yo, this is cool shit. This nigga and his wife is lovely shit, and then he put the link up. So then I hit him back, and I'm like, "Yo,
and then on the side,
let me get on the box and talk about this on the airwaves.
We ain't doing that.
Whatever.
Fuck that.
No, but you know what
then he was like, "I'm gonna have to get at you. I'm gonna have to get at you when we get on the mic, though."
Well, no, because here's how I work. Here's how I work. I consider you a colleague, and I consider you a nice guy.
And we critique each other.
And we critique each other. And I'm very much, even with rappers. Rappers will be like, "Yo, when you listen to my shit, what do you think?" I'm not just gonna get on the radio and trash you.
Yes.
Right now, if it sucks and you trying to like really move and acting like it's the shit, I'm gonna be like, yo, your shit is trash. But if you really honestly are like, yo, how do you feel about this behind the scenes? But
if you do it in such a transparent way, it's people's belief in you, right? Like look at the impact I've had on social media. I'm interacting with people at a level I could never do when I was running a magazine, XXL era, right? So now it's like they have to believe that I'm gonna create a product that's gonna generate excitement, that has value, that's worth their money, and they get to decide their level of commitment to it. and it's all done right in front
of you.
And
I believe in an ecosystem, right? And I don't think that enough of us in hip hop understand an ecosystem, right? Whereas we support one another. I may not like what you're doing, but if you represent our culture, I'm going to find a way to support in my own way, which is why I would donate to what you got going on with this hardcover thing.
Yes, sir.
Because I want to see what you come up with, because you've earned, in my mind, right, the honor and the respect where I can at least support you and see what you come up with.
Yes.
I may not like the end
product, your level of commitment,
but I'm still going to support because you've been a contributor to our culture.
Yeah,
for
that's
so
why
long.
when you start a Kickstarter, you shoot a video. That's the best thing to sort of showcase what you're trying to do. I want you to check out the video. Okay. So it's me and my wife, and we're sitting at a table and we're talking about we want to build this book. And then we have old magazines that we've done just to kind of show people like we created these great things. Like we have earned that respect. Like we have this vision, and we're even feeling even more connected in 2014 through social media about what's going on now. So let's make it special and step out of it. And we love the digital space, and I love digital, I love social media, but there's still a place for print. You know, and instead of crying about it and saying like print is dead, create something that's special that's worth people buying. Like magazines every once in a while have a moment like the freshman cover, that's a conversation, that's important.
Yeah.
But you have to sustain that interest, and it's hard. And I feel like hardcover is going to be more in the vein of when I did Ego Trip, where it's like, this is special, this is put together, and if we make enough money, we'll do another one. And it's like, it'll come out when it's time to come out. It's not built by you got to come out 10 times a year. You got that formula doesn't work anymore.
Well, let's be clear. The print is dead conversation, it falls right in line with the radio is dead conversation. And most of that is sparked by people who never had the opportunity to work for either of those mediums, and they're happy to see those things go away.
True. Or not put up the numbers to the level that we used to put up.
Or put up the whatever it is. And look, I'm fine for it. Everybody likes to see. Look what happened with J&B and Solange this week. Yeah. Everybody was so joyous to potentially see our greats fall. Right, and that's just a part of our culture, right? We want to tear down shit,
and then they want to see you get up,
and blah,
everybody want to see Floyd Mayweather get knocked down on his ass,
just so he can get up,
and then get up and still win.
Or nah,
yeah,
or nah. So is hardcover a collection of your work that you and your wife have done
all
the
new
years?
content, all new content, and we have early ideas, but look at all the great things happening, or impactful things happening in culture, from Donald Sterling to, like you said, to this level of journalism where it's out of control. And TMZ now, it's the highest bidder. Like cats, surveillance tapes and selling that and flipping it and quitting their job because that's their come up.
No, this was next level. Time out. This needs to be documented.
That's not journalism.
Elliott,
that's not journalism.
Hold up. This is next level. What happened this week was next level.
Yeah.
This was a phone video of a surveillance tape. This was next level.
Somebody who had access into this.
Somebody was like, wait a minute, I'm not going to take the tape.
Yeah.
I'm going to film the film and then sell that.
Yeah.
And do we believe that price, $250,000, is real?
But it was for money, and that's the same thing when the Rihanna. Like I got discussed it, but TMZ, they pay for the content. Like the Rihanna photo when her getting beat by Chris Brown, that turned my stomach the same way, because as journalists, you're not supposed to get content that way. You're not supposed to pay for stuff. Like
there's always been journalists that get stuff that way, right? There was always the National Enquirer and all that.
It's against the rules. But with hardcover, Danielle, what I've done, we've always played by the rules. Like when she was at Vibe, she unearthed it. She called the courthouses and got the certificate that R. Kelly really did marry Aaliyah and ran that. It was controversial, but they didn't pay 6 figures to get that and run that. Like, you're supposed to play within the rules of journalism, and now we live in such this crazy TMZ digital age.
Man. Yeah, but are those numbers realistic? Like, you will get up to $250,000 for something like that?
I think it's based on what they'll pay, the demand for it, and also, these sites, even the mixtape sites that everybody loves to download mixtapes, a lot of times they're paying out to artists so that they are DJs, so that they make those tapes on a monthly basis. Yeah. So there is money floating around, and there is an opportunity for people to make money, because the sites and the magazines are also making money from the subscriptions and ad sales based around the traffic they're going to get because of that content. So there is some sort of ecosystem in exchange. Right. Yeah. Elliott Wilson, he's putting out something called Hardcover. The hashtag is #H.
HR, no vowels. I don't believe any vowels anymore.
Yo, he's with you,
HRDCVR.
Sipes got the movement.
The movement.
The movement. No vowels, man. We in the no vowels movement,
vowels
baby.
take long, man.
Crown, hardcover, no vowels, man. Fuck a vowel. Fuck a vowel, dog. One day we gonna meet.
There's only 5 of them. You don't need them. You don't really need
No,
them.
but you know that's that IOU that joint rang off though. What's the AIOU joint? Sometimes that rang off. That rang off though. That was a hot joint.
What should we expect in the hardcover? Like, talk to us specifically about how
Great
you're
stories.
trying to.
Like I said,
like,
how do you capture now? How do you capture what's going on right now? Hopefully it'll come out. I say fall, worst case November, right?
Okay.
So it gives you a chance to not to say you're going to do a year-end kind of thing, but really capture the things that have stood the test of time. With the digital age, like you said, that breaks the whole conversation that day is about Jay and Solange, right? But is that going to really hold weight down the road? Maybe it will and maybe it won't.
I don't know.
So now
that whole B Solange is gonna be out here for a minute.
The tour's coming though. We gonna go to the tour though. We gotta go to the tour. On the run, baby.
On the run.
June
From
25th.
Solange.
I saw that one. I was real quiet on Twitter that day. But anyhow, so
Yeah, because you didn't want that heat from
hold,
home. You didn't want that
the
home heat.
Nah, that was my guy.
Nah,
like that.
look, and Ellie,
You
we
like
have
to see a guy out
no,
there
we
like
can have
that.
real
Yeah,
conversation.
nice guy
We
like
can have real conversation. Hove is my dude.
Of course.
Right?
I know that.
And he handled himself impeccably.
Of course.
Right? And
As he often does.
And as he always does. And
Yes,
you know, I had to deal with it because for me, in my position at Hot, it's like, yeah, you my boy.
It's a morning
right?
show.
No, not but. We all have shit that goes on in our lives, right? And every now and then it pops up in the public.
Yep.
And that's just the nature of not
beast,
only what I do, what you do, what Hove does, but even the consumer.
Yes, sir.
Every now and then they out in the street and they get caught up and the side piece takes a photo and pops it on Instagram, or you get tagged in a photo in a place where you're not supposed to be and it's up on Facebook and it fucks with your life.
Yeah.
That's just something. And I think that this made people fall in love with the Carters even more, right? Because it showed, oh, wait a minute, we're the ones that said they were perfect because they are so amazing and we love them so much, but they're humans like the rest of us. And it also just went in and made those songs that they write, you're like, yeah, they are drunk in love. Yo, I believe it now. It must be real at they crib. So I think there is some, you know, I think while we don't want to see any of our loved ones out there in a bad way, we're human. And it happens. And I think if we handle it tastefully,
I think definitely. But no, we want to tell the story.
Saif, what's the matter?
Saif? What's
No,
Saif?
I think
Just
it's
say it.
fake. I think it's a conspiracy.
It's all set up?
Yeah, they set it all up.
For the tour, to sell tickets for the concert.
I didn't realize the tour was coming. That's what it's for.
The whole thing was a setup.
That's Young Guru. That's Young Guru's phone.
That together?
Young Guru's phone.
It's terrible. Nah, but honestly, when we get the money, once we secure the money, then we're going to have the big editorial meeting. We have early ideas. Then we'll hammer out an issue plan. You know, the same way we would approach when she ran Vibe or I ran Double XL. And just try to get the best writers out there, the best photographers, illustrators. You know, again, it's
But the
about...
stories will be a little deeper.
A little deeper,
more
yeah.
lengthy.
We'll get a real research department.
Real interviews
you know,
and
yeah,
stuff.
some of the real tenets of journalism, like that, which is kind of lost. And make it worth, like the Donald Sterling type thing. Like, how do you tell this story in a real full perspective?
Right.
You know what I mean? And
the
you know,
after
now
effects.
internet culture, you have a lot of things they call think pieces where people want people's opinion. You balance that too, but then the reporting is missing. You know what I mean? And then we'll bring that aspect back to it also.
Are you do you feel as a journalist, somebody who studied this and had success as a professional, not
Yes,
a blogger putting up 2 sentences?
Yep.
But are you frustrated? Do you get frustrated at where things are? Because because I get frustrated, right? Because I feel
you get frustrated.
I get frustrated with even in the DJ culture, right? Like I feel like there hasn't been a respect for the DJ culture. I feel like there hasn't been a respect for the connection that a radio station has with their local constituency and community and what we do in the local community. There's never, people take that for granted that we're here every day with people.
What I've done, we've put ourselves more in the forefront. It's be active, like you said, it's ecosystem.
Right.
Like really be a consumer, really be a part of it. If you like the way the shit is, make that change.
And that's
and
one of the
got tired
reasons we jumped out
bitching
there.
about New York hip hop. You guys stepped out. You stepped out. You running around with these niggas. You going to clubs with them. You setting movements off. Like then be active in it.
So are you frustrated?
Like be part of it.
Are you frustrated?
Yeah, but the sign of the act of the frustration is to then go out and be to counter it.
To do hardcover.
To turn the frustration into motherfucking motivation and go out and do it. Like if it's missing and the game doesn't have it, then why don't you create it? Why don't you do it? Like if all the VH1 shows are some bullshit reality ratchet shit, let's do something that's a little different. Let's show this and let's see if the audience fucks with it. Let's step out and do it. And then you know, hopefully the consumer feels like that we get so much shit for free. that, like with hardcover, we should put our money up for something we believe in. And that's how it is. People bought Beyonce's album because it came out of nowhere and it was of quality.
And it's big.
And people felt like Big delivered for us. We didn't even was coming. We were surprised what people loved. We trusted. There was great visuals. A lot of care was put into that. Yeah, I want that. I want to be part of that. And like, buy those albums. Pick those 4 or 5 albums per year and buy those albums. Support that. Go to the shows. Support. Kickstarter. Contribute to hardcover. Listen to Hot 97. Do things that you like. Like, be active in it. So that's what happens. That's how you counter the frustration. So and there's times with social media, like, you get that way. Like, I'm on there all the time, and I'm always retweeting, and there's times I get burnt out on it. Like, when the salon shit was going on, I get burnt. I want to get off it. Like, it's frustrating me. Like, everyone's making the jokes and the memes. It's like, it's too much. I want to step off for a minute. But I'll come back in. Like, I'm not frustrated to stop. The frustration doesn't stop progression. That's the thing. It makes me, it motivates me. How do I deal with it? And I deal with like trying to figure out, okay, well, if they're not doing it right, how can I do it? Like, I'm tired of like figuring out a way to make magazines feel important again. And I think with hardcover, we could have something here.
So let's jump forward now. People watching this, young journalists who are in journalism school right now,
the best part.
and whatever, can they put together some sort of package?
Yes.
And maybe hardcover will feature my, I may be a nobody and I want this to, maybe I could get my piece in hardcover. Would they carry submission?
Not only get your piece in there, but have a real editing experience. Because now with the blog culture, you write stuff, like kids are taught, like they get, when I came up, we built Ego Trip, they built a magazine called Beatdown. You had to have these independent magazines, you build it yourself, you print them. Now with the internet age, you're going to have a blog first. You're going to be on Twitter. You're going to express your opinion through your computer, digital, share your vision. So what you have there is you develop your voice quickly, like what your opinion is. Usually critical, what you like, what you don't like. You have a lot of voice, but you don't have any real structure, in terms of your writing, because you never sat with an editor. You never sat with an editor and wrote a piece and it was like, marking it up with the red pen like a teacher, and what do you mean when you say this, and back it up and turn that criticism into constructive criticism and have that exchange. So this is your opportunity to be edited by Elliott Wilson, by Danielle Smith, to have that situation
a lost art?
And learn. It's a lost art, because like with digital you have to feed it
who
so
would you
fast.
learn from now? Like if I wanted to be a reporter, who would I learn from now? They're all gone.
It's hard. The systems are harder. Yeah, I mean that's why we think hardcover appeals, because now in this age. Now you have editors that even run these magazines, they're less experienced, but there's still lessons being taught. I'm sure, at XXL, Vanessa's teaching lessons that I taught her. Right. No disrespect, or, Noah at Complex learned things from Ego Trip. I'm sure he implements that. Rob Kenner is the editor over there. So those lessons are being taught somewhat.
Spread out a little more than
But a lot of times with these places, because they're feeding the digital stuff, it's more about just getting it up as quick as you can. Right. And I think what makes you a better writer is that exchange, sitting with an editor. It's just like doing radio, air check meetings. You have to hear yourself. You have to get better. It's the repetition. Like, of course, you could have raw talent, but you have to define that talent and get better. So, yeah, you're going to have that
watching
opportunity.
film and football and basketball and studying all week.
Every writer.
I don't like him, but he's interesting.
Every writer. Every writer can get better with a great editor. That's the thing. Every good writer needs a great editor.
Elliott, with the Kickstarter program. Yeah. So if I don't buy into the Kickstarter program now, will I be able to purchase the hardcover later?
That's a very good question, Laura. I haven't made that decision yet. I probably say no because I want you to be mad. Like it's called. What they do with Kickstarter is also you set a pledge goal, right? So you say you want to raise $20,000. So once you raise that. See, if you don't raise the exact amount, you don't get any of the money. That's the thing. It's very low risk. So if you don't reach that level, none of the money gets released.
And it goes back.
It goes right back. It never goes out of your account. So what they do is if they say the demand is this, and they say, okay, you reached your demand, you can still pledge more because then you say to the consumer, well, you see, we reached our goal. That means we're pressing up 500. If you give us another 5,000, we can press up another 5. So you keep galvanizing it. So I think my job with hardcover would be to serve the people that are actually in the process, and then I guess later on you could come to people that may have missed out on it. But that's why I'm here to do radio awareness of it, Laura. It's only $1. $1's the minimum, Laura. Hardcover.
How much? What's the goal?
20,000. You got to hit the mark.
We're about to relaunch it. We set it with a real high goal because we're crazy. I met with Kickstarter. We're about to relaunch it, revamp it with a smaller goal. We haven't decided yet because we're pricing it out with printers what it will really cost to produce that level of it. Because that's what it's about. It has to feel important. I want that to be on Laura Stiles' coffee table.
No,
people that love those type of books.
Love
like it's that hybrid though, but it's a magazine. It's not a book. It's magazine. It's editorialized like a magazine, but it gives you that feel of a book in terms of wanting to be in possession of it.
And the weight of it, almost
weight
like
of it, woven, strong.
No, it's a piece of art. Coffee table books are a piece of art. You hold them. I'll sit there and I spend like 20, 30 minutes is just relaxing, going through
But
it,
a lot
and
of
really
those,
taking it
but
in.
a lot of those mostly just stimulate you on an art level, right? Not on a written word.
Right.
So how do you combine both? Like this story's ill. Like the level of a New Yorker story that they wrote on Peter Rosenberg on something where you have beautiful images to that level. So you're basically pleasing both things. I don't think that's really been done. That's the goal of hardcover.
Do you all have Hip Hop Immortals? The book?
Yeah.
You all
Beautiful
have
book.
that?
Yes.
Do you also have there's a $250 one that's like this big. It's called
I Am Hip
Hop Culture Book.
I don't know if I have that one. I might
The
have
hip hop. Go to Hip Hop Culture Book. It's one of my favorite hip hop books because it goes.
But inspired by images, more so.
It's
right?
images and writing.
Oh, writing too.
But it's big, like some shit out of Lord of the Rings that you open up with all the sorcerer shit inside. But the way it's done, it breaks down not only the beginnings of hip hop, but it also breaks down the art forms, the purveyors of those art forms in the beginning, as well as photos from that, as well as like why it was important, what was going on at the time, and it even then it starts getting into the producers in hip hop, right, as well as the MCs and all those other things.
The whole art form,
the whole thing. It's called Hip Hop Culture Book. It's something to check out. Let's transition to your personal life, since you and your wife.
First time working together. First time me and my wife worked. Because we competed. When she was at Vibe, I was at the Source. I was just going to ask about that. We were editor-in-chiefs when we got married. She was out the game. I met her at XXL. We get married. A year, first year anniversary, summertime, she gets the call. They want her to go back and run Vibe. 1 year anniversary. It's like, okay, well, what would you do if you were single? You'd probably take the job. You should probably take the job. So how are we going to do this? We can't really talk about shit. Like, we're going to be competing. So, we didn't do it. We did it. And she was beating me to like 50 Cent covers. And, I was telling her you couldn't get game.
Laughing at you at the dinner table. You was a sucker. I don't even know why I married you.
You wouldn't talk about what you were doing?
No, you couldn't really. I mean,
it's like somebody like was on a jury. You're not allowed to talk about the case.
It was so bad.
Two separate sides of the couch just looking at each other.
Because the thing is, if you tried to really cheat, right, your staffs would expose you. Like, especially now, somebody write an email like, this motherfucker did this because her husband did this. And his wife. You couldn't do it that way because your team's riding for you. They're like, fuck the other side. You know, it's like you and the people down the dial. It's the same shit. Like, I work for Vibe. I work for Double XL. I like that Danielle. She's Elliott's wife, but I'm going for it. So we went at it. We did that for like over a year, and we pulled it off pretty well. And I beat her sometimes. She beat me sometimes to what we wanted. Like, covers is the big fight. Who gets T.I. that month? Who gets fucking 50? And sometimes I would win, sometimes she would win. But now we have a time to really work together on an editorial project. We talked about doing this forever.
Did you guys fall in love because of journalism? Like, was that the initial? You guys fell in love.
No, I think it was more the understanding of what our experiences were being journalists and being more than journalists, being bosses, being editor-in-chiefs, being that person that's making a high salary, hiring and firing, making business decisions, knowing the thing where you're leading a brand beyond just the word part. That's the fun part. The creation, to put the words together, the images, pick the cover photo, the business, the stress of it, learning your profession, which you know the radio profession. So I think if somebody could understand the profession, and she saw me, I wrote for her when I was a young writer, and she taught me how to write a review at Vibe magazine. When I wasn't attracted to her back then that way. She was married too. The photographer, Carl Posey. And I was a young dude just hungry in the game with my partner, Sasha Jenkins, and we were just like, we're up at the Vibe magazine, let's get some work. And, she taught me structure of how to write a record review because I had a lot of opinions, like I was saying earlier, but like how do you turn that into constructive? Shit's whack because it's whack. Constructive criticism.
Yo, those are my favorite, right? It's whack.
That shit ain't moving. Now, you have to really break down why it doesn't work. And like have what they call a kicker, which is like the last sentence of a review to kind of really have that boom, that big statement at the end, like the walk-off, like the flourish.
Drop
the mic moment. Yeah, from improv and comedy. So to have that, she taught me that, right? And then, we had a falling out because I wanted more work and she wasn't giving me more work. So I went and worked for The Source. And then we competed, like I said. And then when I was running XXL, all the great writers like her and editors in the 90s, they stepped out and were doing other projects. They weren't really in the hip-hop day-to-day stuff. And I think when us getting married, her seeing what I do inspired her to get back into the game and do that side of her. And I think that's what.
You ever had a fight on an elevator? Sorry, go ahead.
Really? Public fights are bad though. You try not to fight in public. Like
it wasn't in public though. Jay-Z.
No, you think you're in private, but long
they
as
thought they was in private.
Exactly. That's like
me and Elliott had a public fight before.
All of
with
us had.
Danielle there.
All of us had.
Wait, where?
Yeah.
When
we
did
was
this happen?
backstage
Yeah,
at
we
a
never
Hove
talked about
concert.
that. We never talked to not a Hove concert.
Where was it?
The first night of the whole Barclay
At the
shows.
Barclay.
The first night
in Brooklyn.
Historic
We
night.
in the VIP thing.
We never talked about
drinking,
this?
nah.
Because they always think he just gets that B-Dot. Me and him went at it. They
But what
don't even
happened?
know.
Tell me what happened.
I don't remember something.
Everyone
Elliott
went at
said
it.
no, because what happens is niggas try to say slick shit, and
I was
Elliott
out of
knew he
pocket.
was being slick.
I was out of pocket.
and they don't know
I
that.
started it. I did start it.
I'm a nice dude. I laugh, all that, but cats don't know that I'm black.
Yeah.
So I think Clue was there. G-Spin from the other station was there. Tata was there. Emery was there. And I just blacked on everybody in the room. And his wife was like, Ebro, what are you doing? I was like, Danielle, you know where the fuck I'm from. You know what time it is. I was blacking.
Everybody could get it.
I was black. And she was like, Elliott, we out of here. And I was like, nah, y'all ain't going nowhere. I'm not finished.
No way.
That's his version, right? Then we flash forward to my version.
What was your version?
No, you turned the. I started it. I instigated you. I picked the fight with you, and then you turned the high level up.
I did.
The thing with Ebro, here's what Ebro does. Ebro's the type of dude that he's not gonna throw the first punch, but he's gonna turn it up so you want to throw the first punch, so we can get at it.
Yeah, so
that's what he does. That's what he does.
Get to the bleed.
So he gonna do everything to kind of get you there. And then he ain't gonna say like, so that's what it was. And I was like, and I realized that he's punking me. I'm drunk enough. I'm like, you're not gonna punk me. So I raise up on him, and it's just a lot of just talking about blah. And then it was how bad it was. Then after it was like the guy like sloppy drunk hugging like we all right though, we cool. Then like that real man like nasty man shit. Yeah, Danielle was disgusted with me. She was like, yo, you're nasty. One minute you was gonna fight him, now y'all hugging, y'all nasty. Men are nasty. Men are just
Hilarious.
No, but it was that damn Douce, man. That Douce.
If I do say so myself.
That Douce, like I hadn't really drank Douce like that. That shit sneaks up on you.
Well, because here's the problem.
I was drunk. I was drunker than Ebro.
Here's the problem. The problem with Douce is
gone.
this. Is people don't understand that it's a high-end cognac. So they try to compare it to a regular Hennessy.
Yeah.
It's not like Hennessy.
No.
It's
I don't
smoother.
fuck with Hennessy. I like
it's
Douce.
smoother than Hennessy because it's an XO. It's
Yeah.
more expensive and it's smoother and aged different.
Yeah.
So you're drinking it like, hold up, this ain't
good.
really
This
nice.
is tasty. This is
Whatever.
cool. I got
Throw
this.
some ice
Right.
cubes.
About 2 or 3 in. Like I got
I've
this.
tried it
Then it
before.
hits
And then it kicks in.
Bah!
It's like turn up.
It's a different guy because you get brave off the dark liquor.
Listen.
Yes.
Lord,
Ebro or people?
No, people. Because I know, like I've been out with Andrew. Andrew's like, no, I can't drink that. I will be in somebody's face.
Yeah,
You'll have to
exactly.
drag me out of here.
But that was surreal. Like DJ Clue, like trying to stop. Clue don't say one word to me. Meanwhile, he's
Clue
in the
was
middle
like,
of
what's
it.
going on,
Like,
guys?
watch what y'all doing.
What's why?
Stop it. Stop it.
Yo, listen, Elliott Wilson.
Ebro's my guy, though.
The project on
my
Kickstarter
God.
is
Hardcover.
hardcover, and you make a donation, and the minimum is $1.
Yep.
Right. And what do you get if you make a donation? What
Some
say
of the
I
prizes you may get everything from a shout out
Okay.
to
What's the top?
You can secure an actual copy of the hardcover with a certain price point. You can get you'll get the magazine and like stickers, old back issues of Ego Trip or XXL or Vibe. Like if you're real fans of us and know our previous work, you can get access to some of the archive
I
stuff
like that.
also.
That's me for the collector.
Yeah, for the collectors, for the real collectors. Autograph your Book of Rap List book.
Hoarders, as you
You're a
call it.
hoarder.
Yeah, hoarders. I say collectors. You say hoarders.
There's a lot of us out there,
Yeah, no,
baby.
but Cypher hold on to 7
Bad 12
copies of
inches.
some shit.
Aw, you
Just
can
so
do
he
better,
can
though.
go. Just so he can go,
'cause
yo,
it's white label.
I got 7 copies of some shit nobody wanted.
Cellar Dwellers. I got 8 white labels of the Cellar Dwellers.